Hi, my name is Mukesh, and today I'll be telling you the story of food and the story of cooking. Before we start our presentation, let's narrow down on our topic of focus and topic of discussion for today. Nutrition can be classified into four segments or to meet the demands of four categories. First is plant nutrition, where plant would be requiring water, sunlight, fertilizers, etc. Then machine nutrition. Machines or engines require electricity and fuel to be operational. Then animal nutrition, where animals would be requiring plants or other animals or water and medicines to survive. But interestingly, in human nutrition, we can classify it into three segments, which is first one essential foods or nutrition that we consume to survive. Then comes leisure diet, things that may not be nutritious or healthy, but we consume anyway. Things like chocolates, alcohol, etc. And medicine. Our today's discussion will be focused only on essential foods. Before we move into the presentation, I want to give you a brief overview of the flow of presentation. I'll be explaining you the complete inception till the evolution of the food trends and cooking habits in six parts. There have been few key assumptions made to build the accuracy of the presentation. First one is population. At the moment, we have about 7.4 billion people living on the planet and is expected to grow at little over 1%. And we have reached a position where about 0.5 hectare or 1.2 acre is enough for a person to sustain in terms of food. This includes farmland and animal farms also. And the land area is increasing drastically. At the moment, we have 0.0008% of the land as artificial islands or lands built on water. This number is increasing drastically at a predictable growth rate as many countries are investing into expanding their own territories. Firstly, the inception. During the evolution of mankind, we had only whole foods and raw meat to consume, which was soon followed up by evolution of cooking by the invention of fire. But it was till the late 1800s where the standard appliances came into fashion. By now, we have understood and practiced using fire, coal, wood, and cooking vessels on a daily basis to prepare our meals. The production, distribution, service, and maintenance channels for cooking appliances started taking shape, and hence the market of appliances took birth. Then comes the expansion. Till the 1900s, the machines like coffee machines, ovens, refrigerators, these all were only restricted to factories, bakeries, and food processing units. But now they started coming in, entering normal consumer households, and mechanical devices which were bulky and raw started focusing on design aspect to become multi-purpose and fulfill the style factor required in the kitchen. And in the mid 1900s, the world was introduced to devices that take electricity as fuel. They were called electric appliances. They could eventually do everything that a traditional appliance could do, like making coffee, baking, freezing, etc. Now let's understand where we have reached so far. The bars here indicate the maturity level and saturation level of the industries. Firstly, mechanical appliances. They have been around for over 100 years and intense amount of R&D has gone into it, but we are experiencing steady decline or stagnation of the industry as the innovation has been done and we have evolved to build better technologies that can satisfy our needs. Then comes electrical appliances. They have been around for about 60 years now, and for the first 40 years the amount of investments and developments being done in this space has skyrocketed. Then we are experiencing, from the past decade we have been experiencing stability or the growth is little close to inflation rate. Then comes smart appliances. In the late 1990s, the computing technology has spread to kitchen automation also, kitchen appliances also, where the use of chips, microcontrollers and microprocessors got into the appliances also. So decision making chips plus electrical appliances can be called as smart appliances. So this smart appliances started taking the market share of electrical appliances and mechanical appliances combined. Currently, we are in the middle of boom of smart appliances, and we shall experience the same for the next decade at least. Then comes supplementary replacements and robotic appliances to cook our foods. At the moment, this industry is booming and is at an early stage, which we shall be discussing in the coming slides. The future of food preparation can be classified into two categories. First would be artificially grown, or the technology involved to grow or prepare food, and then to automate it till it reaches the plate. Now, coming to the future, we can break it down into two segments. First one is near future, and the second one is far future. Near future would be things that would be created in the next 10 years and expected to continue for 2050 at least. And second one is far future, the trends that shall be taking shape in the later future, that's after 2050, but is expected to stay for a very long time. First is robotic chefs. Let's discuss about this topic. Extremely advanced versions of existing electrical appliances, which are currently being from transition to semi-automatic to fully automatic ones, are increasing at a rapid pace, and the cost of domestic helps and scarcity of manpower around the career of cooking shall help us transit uh, into robotic chefs or smart appliances. In the past, we have observed that it takes approximately 20 years for appliances to grow from restricted to fancy of only rich households to every kitchen. In the same way, we have man-made nutrition or artificially grown. This includes genetically modified plants or lab-grown plants and meat to give more yield and grow in any environment that's being controlled by human being. The whole industry is at a very nascent stage at the moment, and the need shall trigger the change in ratio of men to earth. The need of man-made nutrition really comes into picture only when the population is has surpassed the level of production possible by this planet, or the amount of farmland available goes down to be insufficient to cater the needs of the complete planet. Taking few examples, there are few companies operating in the space of man-made nutrition. However, they are in a very nascent stage, as they are catering to a very niche segment of human beings to promote the convenience or helping people eat on the go. Companies like Soylent Feed inventing meal replacements that's equal to a nutrition but do not consume plant or other animals to make. And there are few companies like Just making lab grown meat to match the nutrition and taste of normal meat, but without damaging environment or having a threat on life on this planet. And there are many more companies doing their R&D to build the technology around growing crops in a more efficient way, where the nutrition stays same but the yield goes beyond our existing technologies. Giving a quick recap of how we have evolved. Here I've mentioned put arrows to tell the downward trend or reduction in demand, and upward trend or growth in demand. Our inception started with raw food, and then start natural cooking, where we used to use coal or wood to cook. But in the late 1900s, the downward trend began for this segment, as stoves and other devices and utensils started taking the market share in the kitchen industry. But when we come down to 1900s, the trend of cooking raw and using manual methods started losing its market share to mechanical devices or mechanical appliances. But in the mid 1900s, the electrical appliances started taking share of everyone else because they were able to provide much more safety, convenience, and features at a lower price point than mechanical appliances. Then moving on to 2000s, the industry of raw food, manual methods, and mechanical appliances became barely insignificant because the introduction of electrical appliances have taken the market share by a storm. And interestingly, we have also included computing technology in electrical appliances. Electrical appliances with a chip can be called as smart appliances. These started taking the share of everyone else. And interesting case study here is we've started getting into the concept of buying food or having consuming cooking food under one roof for more than one household, which can be classified as restaurants, delivery trucks, food trucks, cloud kitchens, canteens, messes, etc. These have started taking a significant amount of market share of the industry of food. Going to the future, we can classify it into two categories, which is near future and far future. In both the categories, we can observe that almost 100% of the cooking industry is being acquired by robotic appliances and artificially grown nutrition. Now, summarizing the presentation, there are two ways we can cook. One is cooked at home, and other is cooked outside. Now, looking at the possibilities, cooking at home is not convenient. It requires a lot of time and skill. The only solution is using a chef. But chefs are expensive, not easily accessible, and the amount of HR or manpower growing around this career is reducing day by day. And cooked outside. Now, consuming in public kitchens is not healthy. If it's healthy, it's extremely expensive. In the same way, we have packaged food. At the moment, the industry is only very incomplete because the nutrition cannot match food being cooked by public kitchens or made at home. But the concept of meal replacements are growing day by day. So the only solution we have for this problem, the industry of food and the way we cook, is helping people have a personal assistant. Till now, having a personal cook or personal assistant is only restricted to the rich. But now, with the help of smart technology and robotics, this can be affordable and convenient to everyone, because we can program the taste required and skill involved of a chef in a robot. The work involved and the convenience part can be taken care by the robot, where the man doesn't have to shop, heat, and prepare the food. And considering the cost factor, one machine can make millions of meals, which would give an ROI lot higher than a chef's salary or a person's. And another solution to prepare and grow the food is doing it intelligently by producing alternatives like lab grown meat, food meal replacements, and increasing the yield genetically by modifying the plants. At the moment, the industry is at a very nascent stage, and the need doesn't look like it's going to trigger for the next 40 years at least, because of two reasons. First is the demand, where the population is self-sufficient on the existing growth land. So the sole purpose of intelligent production comes into picture once the scarcity of food starts. And the second is the pricing factor. There's a lot more research and investments to be made into this sector to make it available for the whole world at a price that is affordable to everyone. So for this moment, the industry of intelligently producing food or artificial food tech is too niche at the moment. Looking at this trend, we have ventured into kitchen technology industry in 2016. We are developing a series of appliances to prepare tasty and nutritious meals at just a touch of a button or touch on your phone. Cooking according to us is not just about stirring ingredients, but it starts all the way from you having to go out, buy groceries, store, wash, cut, heat, stir, and the travel involved in doing all this. We want to automate it all. Feel free to watch the part 2 of this presentation to know what have we done so far, the team behind our innovations, our upcoming products, and when are we launching and where. Thank you.